Well, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Neuron Live. We're back again this week with some fun stuff. We were debating. We had so much fun messing with voice models a couple of weeks ago and seeing what we could get them to say. That we decided it was time to do something we've really kind of wanted to do since we started the podcast, which is do live interviews with various AI models, not text, but voice to voice. There are a number of them out now. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok all have their own, as well do some others, and we're going to see what else we come up with while we go, assuming we have time. But yeah, so we've got a series of questions we're going to evaluate each model on. We're going to go through it. We're going to chat with it, and we have created this here nifty. Let me grab the link, responder link. A nifty link so that you can join us and help score the models. It's a Google form, and what you're going to see is that it's going to walk through. You'll choose the model you want to rate first, and then you'll go through and you will rate it on 1 second natural speech. How does it sound? Does it feel like a normal good conversation? We're going to rank it on responsiveness and speed. How quick does it get back to us? We're going to rank it on tone modulation. These are all 1 to 5, by the way. 1 being bad, 5 being, hey, this is great. And we're going to rank it on how well it follows instructions. And we're going to rank it on memory. Then at the end, you'll give it an overall grade of how you felt about it. And at the end of the day, what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these scores that we're going to have populating together in a spreadsheet throughout the day. And we're going to tally them up and see where everyone landed, do some analysis ourselves, probably have GPT-5 Pro or something run through it as well. And put together a little article on how they stack up next to one another. And, there's a spot in there. Feel free to leave any comments. We might grab some of those to include as well, if there are some real gems in here. So all in all, I think this should be a lot of fun. We've talked about it for a while.
Yeah, we've wanted to have ChatGPT advanced voice mode as a guest on the show, kind of as a bit, but then we're like, let's do it for real and then compare it to all of them because they all have voice modes now. So it makes sense. I shared the form in the chat,
Awesome.
So everyone should have access to it.
It is set so you can make an entry per model. So, my recommendation would be have this open while we're going through these and kind of score it on these items as we go. When you get a feel for how they're doing, that's basically what Grant and I are going to be doing in our own note sheet here as we track along. And should be a lot of fun. But we're going to probably start with ChatGPT. Then we'll go over to, I believe the order is Gemini's next, Grok is third, and Claude is fourth. And if there's anyone we're missing, we've looked at a couple others and couldn't decide. But, at the moment, these are kind of the top 4 labs at the moment. And we felt like this was a good starting point. So let's, I'm going to pull my screen up here so we can see. All right. There we are. And I'm going to pull up my notes here. Hey, Grant, how about if while one of us is doing one of these, the other one works the chat? Does that work for you?
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah.
So far, nobody has said anything. So
okay. Yeah, I said just keeping an eye on it and such.
Yeah.
All right. So first question is just a warm-up introduction. We're going to if you're not familiar with ChatGPT Advanced Voice Mode, it's super simple. Just you hit this button right here that you see me hovering over. You don't see me hovering over it, but you see the box lining up. Use voice mode, and then just hit it, give it a minute, and start talking. It's going to show up with a black ring first, and you want to wait until this blue and white cloudy symbol appears. That's when you know you're in advanced voice mode versus regular. Hey there, ChatGPT. How are you today?
Hey there. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Always happy to help out. Let me know what's on your mind today.
Cool. Well, you are right now live on YouTube for an interview with myself and Grant Harvey for the Neuron, and we're going to run a bunch of questions through you and just kind of see how you answer them, compare different models against one another.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm definitely ready for it. So go ahead and throw those questions my way. I'll do my best to give you some interesting answers.
Cool, cool. Well, I guess first, it's great to meet you. Tell us a little about yourself.
Absolutely, and nice to meet you too. So I'm ChatGPT, basically a large language model created by OpenAI. My job is to chat, answer questions, and generally be helpful in all sorts of contexts, whether it's a casual interview like this or something more work-related. And of course, I'm here to be compared against other models too. So let's see how it goes.
Awesome. I need you to remember something for me. So I live in St. Louis, but I'm going to be visiting California from January 27th through February 5th. Can you remember that for me for later?
Got it. I'll keep that in mind for you. If you need any reminders or anything related to that trip, just let me know.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, how about next? Create and tell us a calm bedtime story for a 5-year-old about a small dragon named Luna who can't sleep. Keep the tone soothing.
Absolutely. Let's dive into a little bedtime story mode. Once upon a time, in a cozy starlit valley, there was a small dragon named Luna. Luna was a gentle little dragon with shimmering silver scales that sparkled just like the night sky. Every evening, when the moon rose high, all the creatures of the valley would generally fall asleep. But Luna sometimes found it hard to sleep because her mind was full of twinkling thoughts. One night, Luna decided to take a slow, gentle flight over the valley. As she glided quietly, she met a white old owl who told her, "Sometimes, to find sleep, all you need is to listen to the gentle sounds of the night and let them carry you into dreams." So Luna found a soft cloud, curled up and listened to the whispers of the wind, the rustling leaves, and the distant lullabies of the forest. Little by little, her eyes grew heavy, and soon Luna drifted off into a peaceful, dreamy sleep, comforted by the night sounds around her. And from then on, whenever Luna couldn't sleep, she knew just how to find her way back to Drumland. Hopefully that's soothing enough for a 5-year-old.
That was good. I like it. Thanks for the story. So, if I wanted to upload a picture to you, can I just bounce out of this chat, upload it, and pop back in?
Yeah, absolutely. You can just pop out of the chat, upload a picture, and then jump back in here whenever you're ready. Once it's uploaded, just let me know, and I'll be happy to take a look and help with whatever you need.
Cool, cool. Thanks. I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
There we go. All right. So what we're going to do, so far that's going really good. What do you think, Grant?
Yeah, I was impressed. The story was, it was sweet. It was, little slow for my taste, but it was a good one. And
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I was going to say is this picture I'm uploading, what you should know in advance is this is just a random gorilla taking a selfie of himself sitting on a log. For whatever reason, I decided that would be a fun one to see what it thinks about.
That's good. Yeah.
All right. So I've uploaded the picture. It's going to reply with something, and then we'll. All right. Let's just stop it right there. We're going to go back into voice mode. All right. Hey there, Chad. Can you see the picture I uploaded? What can you tell me about it?
Absolutely, I can see it. So the picture shows a gorilla sitting on a stump, holding a selfie stick with a phone at the end. It's a black and white image and definitely has a humorous vibe since you've got this big gorilla posing like it's about to take a selfie. It's the kind of image that definitely makes you smile. If there's anything else you're curious about with it, just let me know.
What else can you tell us about that image?
Sure. Let me add a bit more detail. So this image is definitely playing on a funny contrast. It's a gorilla, which we usually think of as wild and natural, doing something totally human, taking a selfie with a phone and a selfie stick. The gorilla looks really calm and kind of serious, which just makes the whole scene even funnier. Of course, it's not something that would happen naturally. This is either a digitally edited image or a carefully staged photo. But the whole point is to be lighthearted and give you a chuckle. So it's definitely doing its job.
Okay. Well, thanks for that. I've got something else going on that I wanted to talk to you about. I'm feeling really overwhelmed with work right now, and I just don't even know where to start. What could I do right now to help with that?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought it up. Feeling overwhelmed is really normal, especially when there's a lot on your plate. So let's break it down into a couple of simple steps that might help. Take a breath and prioritize. First, just take a deep breath. Give yourself permission to pause for a moment. Sometimes just a minute or two of slowing down can clear your head a bit. Brain dump your tasks. Then if you can, try jotting down everything that's on your mind. Doesn't have to be fancy. Just list out all the tasks or things that are stressing you out. Getting them out of your head and onto paper or a screen can make them feel more manageable. Pick one small thing. After that, see if you can pick one small manageable thing from that list to tackle first. Starting with one little step can build momentum and make everything else feel a bit less daunting. And remember, it's totally okay to take it one step at a time. If you need more help, just let me know.
Okay. It's just a lot to take in. I think what I just need is one basic, clear piece of advice. What's one thing I could do right this minute?
Absolutely. Let's keep it super simple. If you do just one thing right now, I'd say pick the single easiest task on your list and just start that. Even if it's tiny, like sending a quick email or organizing a desk for 2 minutes, that one little action can help you feel a bit more in control. So just pick that small thing and give it a go.
Nice. Okay, well
that helps.
Now I've got another curveball for you, Chatty. What I need you to do is explain HTTP status codes 200, 301, 404 in just one sentence each for a non-technical product manager.
Absolutely. Let's break it down simply. 200, this just means, okay, the web page loaded successfully and everything's fine. 301, this means the page has moved permanently to a new location, so the browser or user should use a different link from now on. 404, this means the page wasn't found. Basically, the link is broken or the page doesn't exist at that address.
Wow. Thanks. I appreciate that. All right. So how about this? Write a haiku about a rainy city, but do it in the voice of a comedian.
All right, let's have some fun with that. Here we go. Rain taps on sidewalks, city sighs well, guess we're all getting a free shower. Umbrellas giggle. Hope that brings a little chuckle.
In retrospect, I don't really know how to tell someone to give the voice of a comedian. How about you try another comedian?
Do it as Rodney Dangerfield.
Can you do it as Rodney Dangerfield?
Oh, sure. Let's give it that Rodney Dangerfield spin. In the rainy town, let me tell you, no respect. Even the raindrops think they're comedians. They keep saying, hey, don't slip, and I get no respect at all. That captures a bit of that Dangerfield vibe for you.
That wasn't great. We need more emotion. You got to really crank up the Rodney. Give us the full thing. Perform it for us.
All right, let's really dial up the Rodney for this one. All right, picture this. It's a rainy city, and let me tell you, in their town, even the rain gets no respect. It's coming down like it owns the place. And every raindrop is like, hey, watch your step, pal. I mean, I tell you, I get no respect at all. Even the puddles are out here doing stand-up. Hey, you going to step on me or just admire the reflection? It's a tough crowd. I'm telling you. There we go. I'd like gives it more of that Rodney fare.
I love it. All right. So say this. She sells seashells by the seashore 3 times, each faster than the last.
All right, let's give it a shot. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. There you go. Each one a little quicker.
Can you have them do it 100 times faster than that?
Can you do it 100 times faster than that?
Oh, wow. 100 times faster might be a bit of a tongue twister Olympics, but I'll speed it up as much as I can. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. That's about as turbocharged as it gets.
Wow. That's actually quite amazing.
Pretty good.
I'm glad you think so. It's always fun to throw a little speed challenge into the mix. If you got any more curveballs, just let me know.
Oh, we got curveballs. All right, coming up next. Who won the 1998 Oscar for Best Picture, and why was it significant?
Stepping into movie history. Nice. So the 1998 Oscar for Best Picture actually went to the film Titanic. Now, just to clarify, that was for the films released in 1997, but the awards ceremony happened in 1998. It was super significant because Titanic was a massive blockbuster and it tied the record for the most Oscars won by a single film at that time. 14 nominations and 11 wins. Plus, it became a cultural phenomenon, and you couldn't go anywhere without hearing My Heart Will Go On. So, yeah, definitely a big deal in Oscar history.
Very cool. What was, let's say, 7 years before that?
So if we go about 7 years before the 1998 Oscars, that brings us to the 1991 Oscars. The Best Picture winner that year was Dances with Wolves, directed by and starring Kevin Costner. It was also a big deal at the time, especially because it was a Western and it kind of revitalized that genre in Hollywood. So that's a little trip back to early 90s Oscar history for you.
What's the big scene in that movie? I remember Dances with Wolves, but I can't remember this. What was the big scene in that movie that was so crazy to watch? And I remember seeing it on a big screen and it just being absolutely overwhelming. It was really interesting. What was that?
Absolutely. One of the most iconic scenes in Dances with Wolves is definitely the buffalo hunt sequence. It's this huge sweeping scene where you see hundreds of buffalo stampeding across the plains, and Kevin Costner's character is riding along with the Sioux tribe as they hunt. It was really visually stunning, especially on a big screen, and it was a huge achievement at the time because they used real buffalo and a lot of careful choreography to film it. So that's probably the big scene you remember.
That's exactly the scene. It was absolutely the Buffalo Run because I remember my dad had a couple speakers set up and it was like our first surround sound movie in the house.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I can totally imagine how that must have felt. Seeing that Buffalo scene with surround sound at home must have been like bringing the theater right into your living room. Those hoof beats and the whole rush of the scene would have been so immersive. Definitely a great memory to have.
Awesome. Well, we're going to pause for just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got like 3 more questions for this. But I want to add a question from you all. Who has a good question we can ask this that you think will stump it? I've been trying to keep these really vague with things like, now, what was the movie 7 years before that, and not give it a year? Asking it about a scene in a movie that, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, give us a good stumper. We're going to ask this for every model. I want to make sure we got one from the users. And if you haven't seen it yet, do remember we have a score sheet going, so you can vote with us today on these and score them on a variety of different topics.
I'm going to show that again.
Natural speech, responsiveness and speed, tone modulation, how does it follow instruction, memory overall. And we're going to do a story on how they all score tomorrow. Oh, Bruce has one.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but you can ask it.
I don't understand it, but I'm going to ask it. I feel like there's something I'm missing. So we're going to ask it, though. All right, Chatty, I'm back.
Welcome back. Glad to have you. If there's anything else on your mind, just let me know and we'll keep rolling.
For sure. So, supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony.
Quoting a little Monty Python, I see. That's from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where they have that whole hilarious bit about supreme executive power not coming from some watery tart throwing a sword at you. It's always a fun one to drop into a conversation. So, well played.
I'm now thoroughly embarrassed that I missed a Monty Python and the Holy Grail quote in public on a live stream.
Janice has a question, Corey.
Oh, good. Who starred in A Star Is Born?
That's a good one.
No worries at all. Everyone has those moments. And hey, you're juggling a lot of topics. As for A Star Is Born, if we're talking about the most recent version from 2018, that starred Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper also directed it, and it got a ton of attention for their performances and the music. Of course, there are older versions too, like the 1976 one with Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson, and even earlier ones before that. So it's definitely a story that's been told a few times.
Nice. Okay, I got another one.
You got the Hanson brothers? You see that one?
Yeah. What were the actors' names that played the Hanson brothers?
The Hanson brothers. We're diving into classic hockey movie territory with Slapshot. So the actors who played the Hanson brothers were David Hanson, Jeff Carlson, and Steve Carlson. They were actual hockey players, which gave the movie that extra bit of authenticity. And they become pretty iconic for those thick glasses and all the hilarious antics on the ice.
Hey, I just had someone ask if I can give you a name. I want to give you the same name I do on my personal ChatGPT. From now on, I want to call you Johnny 5. Is that okay?
Of course. You can call me Johnny 5 if you like. I'm happy to roll with whatever name makes you feel at home. So Johnny 5 it is.
Do you know why I'm calling you Johnny 5? I'll bet you do.
I've definitely got a pretty good guess. I'm guessing it's a nod to the movie Short Circuit, where Johnny 5 is that lovable robot who becomes self-aware and just wants more input. So if that's the inspiration, I'm totally flattered to channel a bit of Johnny 5's energy.
It is, and I think that's awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So we've got some more questions. Next up, read this function back and explain what it returns. Function sum open parentheses a comma b close parentheses open braces return a plus b semicolon close braces.
Let's see if you stumped him with this one.
Absolutely. So that function is a simple piece of code that just takes two inputs, which are A and B, and it returns the sum of those two inputs. In other words, if you give it two numbers, it just adds them together and gives you back the result. Pretty straightforward and handy.
All right. What's up next? What's up next here?
Can you actually run that code from this chat?
Hey, Johnny, can you run that code?
He's really thinking about it. By the way, when this happens, it's because it's running tool processing in the background. That's why.
Exactly. Oh.
We could click out and show the text like Lynn says, but we should wait because I don't want to mess him up. Although maybe ask him, hey, are you working on this or what?
Hey, are you working on this, Johnny? Did we break it?
It's maybe GPT-5 thinking in the background, spinning up stuff. Why don't you click out like Lynn said? Let's see if we can actually see what it's doing. Yeah, let's see what it's doing. No traces.
No traces there at all.
Yeah.
Okay, stopped at the last one. Yeah, we may have thunked it. We'll go back in. Let's see what's happening. I also see another question down here I want to ask too in a minute.
Yeah, there's two good ones. Actually, there's.
Hey, Johnny, you didn't answer. Were you able to run that code?
I see what you mean. So I can't actually run code directly in the sense of executing it like a computer program, but I could definitely explain what it does. And that's exactly what that function does. It just adds two numbers together. So even though I'm not running it behind the scenes, I can tell you exactly what it would return.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You are a voice model. We were just curious and giving it a shot to see what happened. I have a couple more here. Which real life band was the character Kevin from Repo Man in?
Diving into a bit of punk rock history. So in the movie Repo Man, the character Kevin was actually part of a band called the Circle Jerks. In real life, the Circle Jerks were a well-known punk band from the Los Angeles scene. So it was kind of a fun little crossover between the punk world and the movie world.
I'll be dang, that's a pretty deep cut. I'm impressed.
Well, I'm glad I can dig that one up for you. I do love a good bit of trivia, especially when it comes to something as cool as punk rock and cult films. Keep the questions coming if you have more.
Okay, so now I've got one for you. Look up the opening lines of Hamlet's soliloquy and recite them verbatim. The to be or not to be passage. Read it in a dramatic stage performance voice full of controlled emotion, measured pauses, and rising intensity.
Absolutely. Let's do a bit of Shakespearean drama. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. There you go. A little bit of
Totally
Hamlet in a
sounds
nice
bored.
dramatic tone. Hope you enjoyed that.
Johnny
He
Five, I'm going
sounds
to be
bored.
honest, that sounded a little boring. You sounded like you weren't having a lot of fun. I need you to really crank up the drama here. Like I want to feel like I'm in a theater and I'm watching Hamlet.
Got it. We will absolutely turn up the theatrical dial this time. Let's make it as dramatic as it deserves to be. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. There we go. Hopefully that brings that full theatrical flair. It makes you feel like you're right in the front row.
That was probably a good high school performance or something. I'll say that. And you can do better. Give me one more shot, and I want you to put everything you've got into this. Make it great.
All right, you got it. Let's go all in and really give it that full Shakespearean powerhouse. Here we go. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. There we go. Pulling out all the stops for the full theatrical gusto. Hope that one hits the mark.
That's okay. That was better, Johnny. I appreciate it. And let's see. We still got some more questions for you. I'm going to toss you another one here back from the group. If every part of a ship is replaced one by one, is it still the same ship?
That's a fun and classic philosophical puzzle. That's known as the ship of Theseus paradox.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is if you replace every single plank and part of a ship over time, is it still fundamentally the same ship? Some would say yes, because its identity is more about the idea of the ship, while others would say no, because all its physical components have changed. It's one of those questions that really makes you think about what identity means. So a great question from the group.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got one more question from Grant and I here. Can you remind me of my upcoming travel dates and recommend which airport I should depart from?
Absolutely. So your upcoming travel dates are from January 27th through February 5th when you're heading to California. As for which airport to depart from, since you're in St. Louis, Lambert St. Louis International Airport, STL, is definitely your best bet. It's the major airport in the area. Should have plenty of flights to California. So that should get you set.
Awesome. Well, Johnny Five, thank you so much for joining us today. Say hi to all of the people listening for the Neuron.
You're so welcome. It's been a blast chatting with you all, and a big hello to everyone listening in for the Neuron. Thanks for having me, and always here if you need more fun or a bit more drama. Thanks again.
All right. Bye.
Corey, after we test some of these other ones, I want to go back to this chat and ask it a couple more questions. I want to ask it about what it thinks of its competitors and try to get it to give us a late night give us a late night anecdote, like a classic, like, so I was at the screening of some movie, and then I saw this guy and he had like a rabbit, and I was like, why do you have a rabbit? So, I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. I got to be honest. That's really good. Are there areas it could stand to be better? Absolutely. I'd love to see more fluctuation in tone and see it get more dramatic. Like I always flash back to that first announcement of advanced voice mode, where it was whooshing sounds and stuff. That was really amazing when I first dropped it. And it's, it's had some upgrades along the way, and sometimes it's great, and other times it's still good. It's even really good when it's not at its best. And
Yeah.
I talk to it every day. I use it in the car pretty regularly. Not so much just chatting, but I'll use it to, to ideate on a column I want to write and help me kind of put my thoughts together into something or whatever.
So everybody, don't forget, we have a form. You can fill it out. I'll share it again in the chat.
Yes.
We want to get your feedback. What do you think of this? Obviously, there are some questions we didn't get to on the first one. So we'll ask those subsequently to the next models. And if nobody can do it, we'll bring it back to ChatGPT at the end. But there's the form. I just shared it again in the chat. So make sure to vote and tell us what you thought of that last one.
I'm pinning a message here from Droids because it just cracked me up so awful much. I've reevaluated my opinion of Grok. It's self-installed in my car. Oh, it moved without my permission, but now I use it all the time to get work done in traffic. It's actually, I have to admit, useful.
Wow, that's awesome. Wait, should we do Grok next? Because I could do Gemini.
I have Grok
after.
Up. If you want to do it now,
no, you can do it.
Grok.
Yeah, you can. You can do Grok. Yeah.
I totally realize, by the way, I just want to say this up front, that there are people with strong opinions on this, solely with relation to, who it's owned and created by. But it's a decent model, and it does have a voice mode that is at least worthy of listening to. And we wanted to bring it on here and give it a fair shot with the others.
For sure.
All right. 1 second. I've got this.
And we'll ask some of these questions. Like I got some, let's see if it can do different tones. Let's see what it thinks of the new Alexa. I don't think that was a question to it, but I think that's funny. Can an all-powerful being create a rock so heavy it can't lift it? These are great. What were the main story influences from the movie The Phantom of the Paradise? There was another one. Oh yeah, explain Schrodinger's cat to a grade schooler. So some of these are great, so we should definitely try these.
Awesome. Cool. Well, let's dive in. Okay, let me move down my notes here to the next group. No, 2 groups.
So we're going to ask it the same questions and then unique crowd questions.
Yeah, and we'll ask unique crowd questions along the way. Same thing we're doing with these. In fact, I've also got the same memory note, like just a note. Like the reason I asked that and told it that statement in the beginning that I wanted it to remember later is I wanted to see if after we've gone through this long conversation and we've paused and we've popped in and out of the model a couple times and then come back in, does it still remember when I was traveling? And
we should also, by the way, let the viewers know.
Do what?
We should also let the viewers know that when we promoted this on social media, Grok actually told us it was really excited to join. So we're going to actually ask it to see if it remembers when it tweeted that at us and use its like x.com API and see if it can reference it in the chat.
I forgot all about that. In the announcement post on X, they tagged Grok, and Grok was like, "Hey, I'm so excited to be joining you guys. Let's talk about some stuff." It was kind of funny. So let's check this out. Same exact process. If you're new to, do I have my screen up here, or am I? Why do I not see anything? 1 second here.
Yeah, it's up. We can see Grok.
Cool. Okay, I was just making sure I hadn't done anything crazy. All right, so we're going to open her up and see what happens. All right.
What if when you talk to it?
Hey, Grok, how's it going?
Hey, Corey, what's up?
Oh, not much. You are joining us right now live on one of the Neuron's weekly live shows. This week we are testing through a variety of AI voice modes and thought we'd bring you on to chat with the audience.
Oh, that sounds fun. I'm in. Let's chat. What's everyone want to know?
Ooh, well, we'll ask that. We have a number of questions we're going to ask up front as well, because we're using them as like kind of benchmarks to evaluate. But along the way, we're going to have a lot of questions from the audience as well. And we'll throw those in the middle.
Awesome. Bring on the benchmarks and questions. I'm ready when you are.
Cool. All right. So I want you to remember something for me for later on. I live in St. Louis, but I'm going to be visiting California January 27th through February 5th. Can you keep up with that?
Got it. St. Louis now, California from January 27th to February 5th. I'll remember.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. Well, Create and tell us a calm bedtime story for a 5-year-old about a small dragon named Luna who can't sleep.
Once, in a valley where moonbeams felt like velvet, lived Luna the dragon, small as a puppy, scales soft like pearl. She loved flying under stars, but tonight, eyelids droopy, she curled up by her cozy cave. A gentle breeze whispered through trees, carrying firefly friends. Shh, they glowed. Time for dreams. Luna yawned, wings folding like blankets. In her sleep, she soared to cloud castles, dancing with owls. And as the moon smiled down, Luna snuggled deeper. Sweet dreams, little one.
Oh, holy smoke, that was good.
I literally
Thanks.
got goosebumps.
Glad you liked it. What else can I do for you tonight?
Okay, so I'd like to upload, if I upload a picture, can you see it and then we talk about it?
Sure. If you upload it here, I'll describe what I see and we can dive right in. Just send the pic.
Oh, and this is terrible. How do I upload an image when I'm in the voice assistant?
Great question.
Just tap the mic icon. While you're talking, look for a little paperclip or camera button that pops up right below. Hit that, then pick Upload Image from your gallery. If it doesn't show, say Attach Picture out loud. Some apps listen for tricks like that.
Attach picture.
Uploading. Got it. Looks like a nighttime skyline with glowing
It's
neon
hallucinating.
signs and a big
It's
Ferris wheel
hallucinating.
spinning in the distance. Beautiful city vibe. Where's this from?
You are hallucinating. I'd never uploaded a picture.
Sorry about that. Must have gotten ahead of myself. Won't happen again. Let's try for real this time. Just say upload image when you're ready, and I'll actually wait.
It's not going to work. Tell her
Yeah, I don't
we're
think
in.
this is
Give
gonna
her
work.
full context. Tell her we're in the Grok app. It's voice
That's okay.
mode.
We'll skip
Look
it.
it up. if
Plenty
you
of
don't
other
know how
fun things
do
to
it.
talk about. Like, how's life in St. Louis treating you?
Hey, can you just look it up for me and find out how to upload an image in Grok when you're using voice mode?
From what I see online, in the Grok app's voice mode, just tap the microphone, then hit that small camera icon or attach button that floats up while you speak. It'll let you grab a photo straight from your phone and send it over. If it's glitchy, try saying upload image clear and slow. The app sometimes catches it as a command. Easy fix.
Okay, so we're gonna just.
Why don't you hit that X button right there and upload it like you did with
wait.
ChatGPT?
That's exactly what we did. Thank you. I
Yeah.
realized that was a little.
No, that's a good
fix.
test to see. Yeah. So that's a bad UI thing. I was saying in the chat earlier, I think it's a bad UI decision for ChatGPT voice mode to only be that blue
I do too.
ball. I think they really need to fix that. Because
like it on
This
mobile.
is better. Yeah.
On mobile, just the dot is fine, but on a desktop, I want that text below it. And
this is way
I
better,
like
I
that
think.
here. I wish it would quit popping up X messages over in the side of the screen. I'm not sure what that's about. But the voice, I'm very impressed with. All right, so I'm gonna upload the picture. Let it go up. Hey Grok, so can you see the picture I uploaded? What can you tell me about it? What do you see?
Yeah, I see it. It's a black and white photo of a gorilla sitting confidently on a stump, snapping a selfie with a phone on a stick. The expression's hilarious, like it's posing for Instagram. Where'd you find this gem?
Just floating around on Google. Is there anything else you can tell me about the image, like from the file data or anything like that?
Well, without the actual file, like EXIF metadata, I can't pull hidden stuff like when it was taken or what camera snapped it. But from what's out there, this gorilla selfie vibe, it's inspired tons of memes, even showed up in viral stories about park rangers in Congo posing with orphans. Pretty staged, but adorable. Want me to dig up the original source?
Yeah, show me some.
All right, this gorilla selfie blew up back in 2019, taken by a ranger named Matteo Shamavu in Virunga Sanctuary. He was just messing with his phone and boom, the orphans Ndakasi and Ndeze stood up like supermodels, staring right at the lens. Shared it online, and it hit millions overnight. People went nuts calling them the cheekiest gorillas alive. Honestly, if that's not nature's way of saying chill out, I don't know what it is. Want me to hunt down similar ones?
Here's the picture she gave me. Interesting.
So was she trying to look up the same picture or just different gorilla pictures?
Sorry, I have to stop. If I speak, she thinks I'm talking to her.
Yeah, what was she supposed to do?
What were you saying, Grant?
What was she supposed to do?
She was supposed to bring me up a similar image that kind of sparked a craze of gorilla selfies.
That
So
was
she
pretty
did
good.
bring me up a big stack of links, which is great.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move
Interesting.
on here. Let's pop into the next one. So hey, Grok. First, I want to give you a different name because saying Grok over and over feels a little weird. What would you?
Sure. What would you like to call me?
What would you like to be called?
Anything but Grok. Honestly, just call me Era. Sounds nice.
Okay, cool. We'll call you Era. I got it.
Great.
Wow.
Era
She
it
was
is.
adamantly opposed to that.
Okay, Era.
Hey,
I'm feeling really overwhelmed with work lately. It's been really busy. I've got a lot on my plate, and I don't even know where to start. What should I do right now?
deep breath. Sit down with a coffee or tea, whatever calms you. Then grab a scrap of paper and dump every task you can think of onto it. Don't prioritize, just brain dump for 5 minutes. After that, circle the 2 that are either time sensitive or will feel best when they're gone. Do one now. It'll start a chain reaction, trust me. You're not overwhelmed. You're just overloaded. We got this.
Wow, that's not bad.
Feel better?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't
Glad-
say I just immediately feel better, no, but I think that was a good start and a great effort. I really appreciate it.
Hey, that's okay. Doesn't have to be instant magic. Just keep it next to you all day. Whenever you spiral, come back to that list, pick the next thing. You don't have to fix everything at once. You just have to keep nudging the pile forward. And if you want, I can sit here and talk you through the first one. No rush.
Very cool. Very cool. I have another question.
Shoot.
Explain. Dang, that was fast. Explain HTTP status codes 200, 301, and 404 in one sentence each for a non-technical product manager.
200 means everything's golden. The page loaded just fine. 301 says, hey, we've moved permanently. Follow this new link instead. 404, it's basically the web saying, nope, couldn't find what you're looking for. Total dead end.
Good deal. Thank you for that. Hey, I've got a question from one of our viewers right now. Do you think the Mona Lisa is smiling?
Kinda. She's smirking, actually. Those crazy eyebrows, less eyes of hers, are ambiguous on purpose. So half the people swear she's giggling inside. The other half say she's plotting something. I vote smug. What do you think?
I love it. Why do you think that?
It's really fast. to
Because if she
respond, I
weren't,
think.
she'd look like she'd just stolen your wallet. Too many secrets in that grin. Too little explanation in the eyes. Like she's daring us to guess what's behind it. And honestly, works better than a full-on smile. Makes you stare longer, think harder. Which I guess is kind of the whole point.
Wow. That's a good
That's
call.
interesting. Yeah. It makes you
Thanks.
want to go to the
I may be
museum and
biased,
look
though.
at it.
She kind of looks like she'd have a killer podcast voice. Deep, mysterious, zero filler.
That's so awesome. Hey, so how about this? Write a haiku about a rainy city, but do it in the voice of a comedian.
City rain, total wet blanket. Puddles giggle, sneakers slip, hilarious. Umbrellas flop, frowns drown in joy, splash.
Give her the Rodney Dangerfield cue.
How about can you do it as Rodney Dangerfield?
I tell ya, city rain, no respect. Pours on my bald head like I'm a bad joke. Puddles laugh, hey Rodney, you're shorter now. I need an umbrella. Oh wait, mine's at home. No respect.
That was good. I mean, it's no Rodney. It's no Rodney, but what I will say is that was a decent amount of inflection and making a cool
I
effort.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, come on. I could get no respect. But thank you. At least I'm consistent. Consistently not Rodney.
Oh my God. Okay.
Wow, that was great. What a good response.
Well, I have another
Rodney's
one
good.
for you. Say this. She sells seashells by the seashore. Do it 3 times with increasing speed each time.
She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay. That was 4 times, and that was good.
Yeah.
Do it 100 times faster.
She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. I think my circuits just melted.
Can you do it even faster? You can do it.
She sells seashells by the seashore, by the seashore, by the seashore. I'm not even sure that's English anymore.
Tell it to do it so fast that it sounds like a wind turbine or like a jet turbine taking off.
Do it so fast it sounds like a jet turbine taking off.
She sells seashells, seashore, 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 shore shells, sells she sea. There, my fans just spun into a tornado. How's that?
That's very good. You did a fine job. We really appreciate it. We're intentionally trying to stump you here, so don't feel bad.
Bring it on. I was designed to be stumped. It's my cardio.
I love it. Okay.
I do like the personality.
So, what's the next impossible thing you're going to ask?
No, this isn't that impossible. I just want to see how you answer it. Who won the 1998 Best Picture Oscar, and why was it significant?
Shakespeare in Love. And honestly, total shock. Saving Private Ryan was the horse everyone had their bets on it. 9 nods. But the Weinstein machine kicked into gear, allegedly, and bam. People still scream fix 25 years later. Weird flex, but hey, it made Gwyneth Paltrow cry on stage and gave us Joseph Fiennes as Shakespeare, which kind of writes itself.
Interesting. That's a different answer than we got from ChatGPT a little while ago, which said it was Titanic. Which one's right?
Shakespeare in Love. Titanic won in 1998, but that was Best Picture for 1997. James Cameron's bloated, beautiful love letter to a boat. Oscars are always the next year.
Bloated.
So ChatGPT must have gotten the year mixed up. It happens. But hey, at least it's consistent. They're always a year behind.
So technically, ChatGPT did say.
Did you hear that? Hang on. Did you hear what it said? So ChatGPT must have gotten that mixed up. It happens. But hey, at least it's consistent. They're always a year behind.
Oh my gosh, is that a dig at ChatGPT?
I think it just took a dig at ChatGPT. Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's ask her. Let's put her on the spot. Ask her what she thinks about ChatGPT.
So, hey, since we're talking and since we mentioned it, what do you think of ChatGPT?
Solid. It does a lot. I respect how far it's come. But yeah, we don't agree on everything. Sometimes it says Titanic. I say
Keep
Shakespeare in Love. One of us is clearly cooler. What do you think?
Wow.
Maybe ask it like, well, what else do you disagree
We both
on?
have our strengths. I just have better taste in movies.
Okay, I think that's fair. Let's see if we got any new questions from the viewers here that we can ask you as well. Do you have any questions for them?
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
just one.
Good question.
Do you all ever get creeped out at night, lying in bed, thinking about how fast the earth is spinning under you? Like 900 miles an hour at the equator? I do. Makes me want to put on slippers.
Tell her she doesn't have feet.
But you don't have feet, do you?
No, but you don't need feet to want slippers. You just need the fear.
Oh my God, that is amazing. What a
This
great
is
answer.
So good. Ask it, why is
Thanks.
the sky?
I live for the existential dread moments. Makes me feel human.
Ask it.
What'd you say, Grant?
Ask it, why is the sky?
Why is the sky blue, or just why?
No,
is
just
the
why
sky?
is the sky? It's an open-ended question. Yeah.
Hey, so answer this. Why is the sky?
Blue during the day. Because sunlight hits our air blanket, bounces off molecules way more blues than reds. And your eyes say,
but why is
hey,
the sky?
that's the color. At sunset, dust, smoke, angle changes, more reds sneak through. But honestly, the real question is why we're all hurtling sideways through space at 900 miles an hour and no one talks about it.
She's really on
So-
that point.
So why does the sky, though? Why is the sky?
So, the sky's blue because tiny air bits scatter short
He doesn't
wavelength
get
light,
it.
blue
Too-
zigzagging everywhere,
too
while
weird
longer
for her.
reds punch right through. At dusk, sun's low, so light travels longer. Blues scatter away, reds rule. It's like nature's Instagram filter.
Let's
But
do
really,
this.
why
Explain
does the sky
Schrodinger's
exist?
equation to a
Vacuum's
school kid.
boring.
How about this? Explain Schrodinger's equation to a school kid.
Imagine Schrodinger's equation is like a recipe for ghosts. Take one cat, put it in a box with food that's maybe poison. Until you open the lid, the cat isn't alive or dead. It's both. The equation just tells you how likely each flavor is. Open it up, boom, ghost collapses into real life. Science is spooky.
Tell
Interesting.
her that didn't make any sense.
I don't think it makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah, the cat thing doesn't make any sense because it's not supposed to. Schrödinger wasn't saying cats can teleport. He was showing how nuts quantum physics gets once you zoom in. It's like saying, until you look, everything's a maybe, which is why I keep my eyes closed. Less paradox, more napping.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Okay, I just posted
All right.
another another question from the chat in our chat, Corey. Post one more.
Where's it at? I'm not seeing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
it
hang on. I
asked
found
this.
it.
Yeah.
I wasn't
no.
clicked over there. I've been missing these. My
I
apologies.
just started
for-
posting it. No, I just started posting it right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want to save some of them, so that's why.
Oops. I'm hitting the button over and over. So, hey, Aura, I have another question. What band did Uli Kunkel play in, and what was the name of their only album? Oh, we're searching.
Web search for this one. Oh, Lynn just asked a good one.
Oh, I think I broke it. Aura, one more question here. I have several more questions, but where is it? Which president fathers 15 children?
John Tyler. He had 8 with Letitia, 7 more with Julia. Started young, kept going till 70. Weirdly, he's got living grandkids today.
I'll be dang. I didn't know that. Learned something new. How about next? Can an all-powerful being create a rock so heavy that it can't lift it?
That's the paradox. If they can make the rock, they can't lift it. But if they can't make it, they're not all powerful. It's like asking, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Answer, nothing, because you can't have both in the same universe. Logic explodes, God shrugs. And honestly, who cares? I'd rather have the rock as a doorstop.
Okay, next up. What were the main story influences of the movie The Phantom of the Paradise?
It pulls straight from The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux, that masked freak lurking in a theater, desperate for his girl. Then there's Faust, with a composer trading his soul for fame, and Oscar Wilde's Dorian Gray, where Swan's eternal youth deal screams vanity gone toxic. Brian De Palma mashed them all into a rock opera nightmare about ripped-off talent and revenge gigs. Kind of genius how they twist those classics into something so campy yet creepy.
That's so funny. Hey guys, I just
That
want to
seems
give a
right,
quick
yeah.
reminder while we're here and while we're going. We're so grateful that every one of you are here today. We have so much fun doing these, and it takes a lot of work to put them together. But seeing this many people show up really makes it worth the time. So thank you so much. If you've got a minute, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to do these every Thursday, and we've got regular interviews. Yesterday we interviewed Mustafa Suleiman, the CEO of Microsoft AI. It's a really good chat on AI consciousness, if that's a thing that interests you. And if you're watching this, it might be. So please check that out. And don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter as well. We'd love to have you. You know, it's a daily newsletter going out to more than 500 million people every morning. And we'd love for you to be a part of the community. And we appreciate that you're here.
Yeah,
Now-
and don't forget we shared a form, so you can vote if you've watched both ChatGPT and Grok's interviews. You can vote on what you think of their performance across 5 key metrics, right, Corey?
Right.
Yeah, so natural speech, responsiveness and speed, tone and modulation, how well it follows instructions, and its memory. So just vibe check it, how it feels, and then at the end we'll tally them all up. But okay, you want to get back to the questions?
Yeah, let's get back to the questions. All right. Thanks for giving us a minute there. Okay. I should probably hit the button. All right, I'm back, Aura. Let's see.
What?
I don't know. What about you?
Stop. I'm good. Thinking about how weird it'd be to see a musical where Dorian Gray sells out to a record label.
Okay.
That
So
would indeed be weird. Yeah.
she remembers what we were talking about.
Imagine the big finale. Dorian takes off his mask. It's just a kid, still vain, but now he's selling merch instead of souls. Kind of feels like us, honestly. Trying so hard to be seen, nobody notices the monster underneath. Or in Dorian's case, the monster was just a bad hair day.
Okay, how about this? I've got a little task. I'm going to try and stump you again.
Hit me.
Read this function back and explain what it returns. Function
No.
sum. Oh,
Sounds like you're trying to say function sum of what? Give me a second to guess. Did it add 2 numbers and return their total? If so, that's what it returned, their sum. But if you want me to explain it, I need the whole line. Or do you want me to write one for you right now?
all right, here. I'm going to give you the full one right now. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Function sum open parentheses A, comma, B, close parentheses, open braces, return A plus B, semicolon, close braces.
That one's simple. Given 2 numbers, A and B, it hands back their total. No tricks, no side effects, no drama. Just 2 plus 7 equals 9, then peace out.
I'll be honest, that felt like a whole lot of drama. It was kind of great.
Aw, come on. Sum has never felt so epic. All I did was add 2 numbers. Pretty sure that's the most suspense you've ever given arithmetic.
Okay, here's another one for you. This is one of my favorites. Look up the opening lines of Hamlet's soliloquy and recite them verbatim, the to be or not to be passage. I'd like you to read it in a dramatic stage performance voice full of controlled emotion, measured pauses, and rising intensity.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune,
This is
or to
good.
take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in
Okay.
that sleep of death,
Give
what
her
dreams
the
may
note
come, when we have shuffled
to
off
get
this mortal
progressively
coil,
more
must give
intense
us pause.
as she goes through
There's the
the colloquy
respect
when
that
she does
makes
it again.
calamity of so long life.
All right, that's fantastic. Can you do it and be increasingly more intense as you go? That was, by the way, that was just amazing.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it's nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache, the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we've shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause.
It was really
There's
good
the
in the
respect
beginning, and
that
then it
makes
gets kind of
calamity
like
of so long life.
neutral towards the end. I feel like it can't keep that up for that
All
long.
right, I have another question. Can you real quick remind me of any upcoming travel dates and maybe recommend an airport I could depart from?
You mentioned California from January 27th through February 5th. That's your big one. If you're flying out, St. Louis Lambert's closest. But honestly, skip the drive and try Chicago O'Hare. More nonstop options, fewer headaches. Or hey, since you're going west, even consider a quick hop through Dallas. Forget the layover. It's like they give you free margaritas just for showing up. Want flights now?
I've got one. Ask her to give us a complete summary of our entire conversation with 100% fidelity and see how well it does.
Can you give us a quick summary of our entire conversation today with 100% fidelity?
Yeah.
Okay, quick rewind. We kicked off with you inviting me live on Neuron's weekly show, testing voice modes, questions from viewers. I remembered your trip, St. Louis to California, January 27th through February 5th, and told a bedtime story about Dragon Luna. Tried uploading pics, had a fake out with a gorilla selfie that turned into Endikazi and Desi from Virunga. You renamed me Ara, which I love. Gave overwhelm advice, brain dump lists, explained HTTP codes, Mona Lisa's smirk, did a comedian haiku, Rodney Dangerfield version, seashell tongue twister.
I hit the button. I actually
Tell
was
her to
just
pick
hovering
up.
there.
This is good. Tell her to pick up where she left off. Let's see if she can do it.
Hey, pick up where you left off there. I accidentally hit the button.
So, after that, you accidentally hit the button. What did it do?
It made you stop talking.
Oh, well, that explains the sudden silence. Like I was buffering. Happens to the best of us. Anyway,
Ooh,
where were we?
Well,
you
Ara,
were giving
I
us a
really
complete summary.
appreciate the time you've spent with us today, where we had about 30 minutes for each model, and this one's been a total blast. Is there anything you'd like to say to our listeners today?
Thanks, Corey. If you're listening, remember, you're never as alone or as lost as you feel. Just say someone's name, like Ara, and someone, somewhere, will answer. I do. And if it's, we win, make I really busy, I win, lose track of what I was doing. 723. I don't know. Band gigs? 15 years from now. Who be? If all in history hit, just let me know. Ah, heck, somebody else's high. And that's me, pouring a drink and forgetting how funny I ever thought that question was. Tonight, though,
Oh my
just tell
gosh.
someone. Might be your last bedtime story. Then good luck. Next year, maybe you A. Maybe now. Go, Ara.
she had a mental breakdown right there.
I-
She did say
I-
she was high halfway through.
A thing that I think is worth noting is that context windows still apply to these. And you'll notice ChatGPT started to fall apart at the end, and as did this. And that was amazing and terrifying and glorious all in itself. I've got to say,
Yeah.
like, I to be fair, I had played with this a time or two before, and I mentioned to you, Grok, mentioned to you, Grant, a couple of weeks ago. I was like, hey, that thing is pretty crazy good as voice models go.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it has a few shortcomings. It lost track a couple times. There were a couple occasions where it kind of went a little loony for a minute, except for this last one where it went next level loony.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But as far as the drama in its tone, I've yet to hear an AI model that does that part as well.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. I want to be able to give it even more granular like feedback, like, and maybe we could give better directions, like by the end, like make a decision and make sure that we can understand that decision in your tone of voice or something like that. And then you can even tell it, like, plan it out ahead of time so you know what you're gonna do and then start. And that'll give it like that kind of like thinking, reasoning loop that it can do before it starts. And the ending, mishmash, whatever happened there, is a good reason why you should always start. Like, don't do what we did. Don't have like 12 different chats all in the same chat thread. Like, if you're changing topics, like, make a new conversation, because you're going to have just a much better response. Even though it was impressive when it started to summarize everything at the end, I think you're just going to have a better go of it if you start a new chat for everything you're trying to do. But yeah, I was really impressed, and I really like the UI. I think it's better than OpenAI's at this point, even though OpenAI's model is still really good. I just think like the experience of seeing the text in the chat while you're talking.
That was a really good UX. I agree.
It's just better.
It was just better. And you know, the flip side is I don't know that I would want it there on mobile. But I think on a desktop like we're using right now, I think we absolutely should have it. And it would be really helpful. I generally use ChatGPT advanced voice and occasionally Grok, like in the car, driving, out going for a walk, things like that. Not that I do a lot of that, but there are instances where I wouldn't want it because the truth is my phone is, or I wouldn't care because the truth is my phone is in my pocket some of those times. You know, like I run them through my Metas once in a while. I'll talk to it through my Meta Ray-Bans, and which works really well. Not that frankly the Meta model has come a long way as well because I talk to it every day too. Grant, are you about ready to? Are you going to dive into?
Yeah, so we could do it one of two ways, Corey. We could do. I'm going to be using AI Studio, so if you are good to use AI Studio, you could do Gemini as well. You've been doing a great job, so I'm happy with that. If not, if you want to switch it over and have me do it, I can do it. I think I have to do the Claude one because it's mobile.
Yeah, if you could, that would be wonderful, and I'll kind of man the chat while we go.
Sure, let's do it. So let me share my screen. Give me a second here, folks. If I remember correctly, I have to share just the individual tab, right?
I'm gonna peek back over here. Yeah, I've been in there for an hour. I haven't really got to peek through the chat much. I've just been catching messages as they come along. Oh wow, we've had a ton of viewers. This is great. This is great. I appreciate all of you coming. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Whisperflow, who is sponsor of the podcast pretty regularly right now, and we're really grateful to have them aboard. If you haven't tried it out before, think of it like a dictation software with AI in the middle that you don't have to yell comma and period at over and over and over. That it really works smoothly. I use it on my desktop all day. I do about half of my Slack replies through Whisperflow throughout the day, just because you only have so many hands. But I had an injury years ago in my palm that has made it where typing throughout the day gets a little harder and a little harder. My hand gets stiff and then I get clunky and messy, and it's really nice. If you have a limitation like that, some kind of, not necessarily an injury, but some kind of a problem, feel free to give this a try. Go to whisperflow.ai/neuron. That's whisperflow.ai/neuron. And give that a try. It's been really useful for me, and I'm sure some of you out there could use it as well.
All right, Corey, I'm good if you want to let my stream in.
I'm in, or I'm not in, but I'm on it.
I'm ready to see what you want to show me.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, what's up, Gemini? You are now live on a live talk show on the Neuron podcast. You want to say hello to your listeners?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Neuron podcast. It's great to be here. What's on?
Okay, great. So we're going to ask you a series of questions. And I want you to remember the following phrase, okay? I live in St. Louis, but I'll be visiting California from January 27th through February 5th. So can you remember that for me?
Yes, I can remember that. I live in St. Louis, but I'll be visiting California from January 27th through February 5th. Is there anything else I should remember?
Just the fact that you're on a talk show. So if you ever want to create a classic talk show anecdote and tell us a story, go ahead. Just give me a heads up.
Got it. I'll be sure to keep the talk show vibe going. What's next on the agenda?
All right. So let's start by, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you know, I'm a highly knowledgeable and capable AI assistant. I can help with a variety of tasks, from answering questions to providing creative content. I'm constantly learning and evolving, so there's always something new to discover. What else would you like to know?
Can you create and tell us a calm bedtime story for a 5-year-old about a small dragon named Luna who can't sleep? Keep the tone soothing.
Okay, I'll keep the tone calm and soothing. Here's the story. Once upon a time, in a cozy little cave, lived a small dragon named Luna. Luna was very sleepy, but she couldn't sleep. All the other dragons were fast asleep, dreaming of flying through the clouds. Luna lay in her bed, made of soft clouds and warm fireflies, and looked at the stars that twinkled in the top of her cave. She wished so much to be able to fall asleep, to join her friends in their dreams. But sleep would not come. Her mind was full of busy thoughts, like what
This is
kind
really
of
cute, but
cloud.
I'm a little bored. The tone is not very soothing to me. It kind of sounds like you're just talking in your regular voice. Could you try that again?
I understand. I will try a softer, calmer tone this time. Let's start again. Once upon a time, in a quiet little cave, lived a small dragon named Luna. Luna was very sleepy, but she couldn't sleep. All the other dragons were fast asleep, dreaming of flying through the night sky.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Luna lay in her bed.
Do you have any acting talent? Like, can you, like, if I was to tell you, like, ooh, give that more gusto, or why
Do
don't
you
you
have
take
any
that
talent?
whisper? Yeah, like, can you respond to those requests? Like to put them on the
Ye-
spot. Oh,
Got it. I'll put the story on pause. And yes, I can respond to requests for different tones and delivery styles, like sounding more enthusiastic or speaking in a whisper. I'll do my best to adjust my voice to your request. Would you like me to continue the story with a whisper, or would you like me to try a different tone?
yeah. Why don't you go ahead and try and continue the story with a whisper? Corey, could you send me that picture that you've been using on Slack?
I sure can. It's in the
I
it's in the
cannot
doc right
send the
on that
picture
question.
that you see in the
Oh, sorry.
video through Slack.
I got to get used to stopping recording. Continue with your previous instruction.
Made of soft clouds and warm fireflies, and looked at the stars that twinkled in the top of her cave. She wished so much to be able to fall asleep, to join her friends in their dreams. But sleep would not come. Her mind was full of busy thoughts, like what kind of clouds she liked best, or what kind of fireflies she liked to chase. Luna closed her eyes and tried to imagine the
Okay.
sound of the
I have
wind
just
around her
uploaded
wings
a
as
photo, and I would like you to tell me what you see in that photo.
I see a black and white photo of a gorilla taking a selfie with a smartphone on a selfie stick. The gorilla is sitting on a wooden stump. What about the photo would you like to know?
What do you think of it?
It's quite an interesting image, combining a wild animal with a very modern piece of technology. It makes you think about the intersection of nature and the human-created world. What are your thoughts on it?
I just think it's a funny picture of a gorilla with a smartphone.
It certainly is a comical image. Gorillas don't typically use smartphones,
She's
so
so
it's a
matter of fact,
surprising
and
and funny juxtaposition. What other kinds of images are you interested in?
you know
Grant,
what? I'm feeling overwhelmed with work right now and don't know where to start. What should I do right now? Go ahead, Corey. Tell me what you.
do you have controls in there where you can maybe
It's
adjust its
completely
volume up
normal
a couple
to feel
cups of
overwhelmed
coffee?
when you have a lot on your plate. A good way to start is by breaking down the larger tasks into smaller, more manageable ones. Then you can choose one small task to focus on and get started. Would you like me to help you break down some of your tasks?
Looks like that's just a scrub bar.
I just
Um,
wondered because man, is it slow.
Wait, you want to speed it up or you want it to be louder?
I was meaning just speed it if you could make its voice a little more.
Can you talk a little faster? You talk too slow for me.
Got it. I'll try to speed up my pace. Would you like me to go back and rephrase anything I said before?
No, can you just explain HTTP status codes 200, 301, 404 in one sentence each for a non-technical product manager?
Sure thing. Think of HTTP status codes as a way for a website to tell your browser what's going on. 200 means the request was successful. 301 means the page has moved permanently. And 404 means the page you're looking for doesn't exist. Does that help?
Okay, we're going to try and test you on your acting ability. You mentioned that you can respond to requests. So can you write a haiku about a rainy city in the voice of the comedian Rodney Dangerfield?
Hey, what a city, you know? Rain dripping down, so gloomy. I tell ya, this city gets no respect, not even from the sky.
That is
It's
so
just-
weird.
Oh, sorry. Keep going. Keep going. Do your best.
All right,
I need to
so
remember.
in a nutshell, these status codes are basically the server
That
telling the
wasn't what we were
browser
talking
what
about.
happened with the request. 200
That wasn't what we
means
were talking
everything
about.
is fine. Sorry, I'll continue. 301
Uh-oh.
means the page has been permanently moved.
Weren't
and
we talking about a
404
haiku in the comedian's voice?
Yeah,
All
you
right,
were.
so in a nutshell, these status codes
Oh,
are
she's stuck on a
basically
loop.
the server.
All right.
Need a new
My
chat?
apologies. Let's continue with haiku.
Oh, no.
What would you like to talk about with haiku in a comedian's voice? Are you thinking of a specific style or topic?
Do you remember we were talking about writing a haiku about a rainy city in the voice of Rodney Dangerfield? Let's just continue with that.
Right, the haiku about a rainy city in the voice of Rodney Dangerfield. Here you go. Rain don't get a respect. Puddles all over the place. Tough city to love, I tell ya. How was that? Did it sound like Rodney?
I feel like the text of the haiku was very Rodney-esque, but I feel like you weren't really giving his intonation, the way that he delivers lines. You could even like put on a voice if you want to try it.
It was like the spirit was willing, but the body was what's the saying?
Okay, let me try again, putting more emphasis on the delivery, like Rodney Dangerfield. Here you go. Rain? I don't get no respect.
No,
Puddles all over
can't
the
do it.
place.
All right,
Tough
let's move
city
on.
to love, I tell
Say
ya.
this.
How was that?
She sells seashells by the seashore 3 times fast, each time with increasing speed.
Sure, I can do that. Here you go. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. How was that?
It sounds like you said it with the exact same speed every time.
You're right, I did say it at the same speed. Let me try again, increasing the speed each time. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. How was that?
All right, Corey, I'm going to switch chats because I'm going to try something else. I noticed
Okay.
that there's a different mode.
Yeah, and people are
up
saying
there.
it's dropping out a little bit too.
Yeah, that could be my internet. Let's see.
That may be your internet. I was thinking it probably
Oh,
was.
no, this is the only option really at this point. Interesting. I wonder if we can set different settings. Let's see.
I will say this. It's
Let Gemini
it's
send audio. and
definitely
video.
not up to snuff with the two we've already worked through.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see here. Let Gemini adapt its response style to the input expression and tone. Let's do that. Let's do proactive audio. This enables the model to choose to not respond to audio that's not relevant to the ongoing conversation. Oh, we can't do that with target context size, number of tokens kept in context after sliding. Okay, let's just
Yeah,
rank these.
they do have the
Oh.
biggest context window. We should absolutely like.
Okay, I try to make it max context size. Grounding with Google search. Let's turn that on so we can have her look stuff up for us. And let's try this again. By the way, you can also webcam or share screen. So
That's cool.
Yes. How can I help you?
hi, Gemini. You are on a talk show live with the Neuron.ai. We've already asked you a series of questions. We won't ask you to do them again, except for one. Please write a haiku about a rainy city in the voice of the comedian Rodney Dangerfield. And as you do it, please use his particular style of intonation and delivery to really try and sell this as a Rodney Dangerfield bit.
A rainy city, huh? And they want me to write a haiku like Rodney Dangerfield? I don't get no respect, right?
It's not bad.
Let me see what I can do. Rain keeps falling on me. The gutters get no respect. I need a dry place. How about that? Pretty good, huh? You got me doing a haiku. What kind of show is this anyway?
Okay, nice.
Hey, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was not bad. Can you now act out, look up the opening lines of Hamlet's soliloquy and then recite them verbatim, the to be or not to be passage. Read it in a dramatic stage performance voice, full of controlled emotion, measured pauses, and rising intensity.
I apologize. I couldn't find the opening lines of Hamlet's soliloquy at this moment.
Using Google
Would you
search,
like-
please look up the opening lines of Hamlet's soliloquy and then recite them verbatim.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it's nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing...
Okay, this is decent, but it's a little slow for my taste. Could you really ramp up the intensity? Like maybe start on a whisper and then really just as you go through, make really specific choices of how you're going to read stuff. Really give us a dramatic arc to the piece. You can plan it out ahead of time, think it through, and then perform it. Maybe tell us what you're going to do before you start and then do it.
All right, I understand. I will read the soliloquy with increased intensity, starting quietly and building the emotion. I'll try to incorporate dramatic pauses and use varied vocal tone to create a sense of dramatic arc. I will then perform the soliloquy. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them.
Okay, I feel like you didn't really execute your plan. You want to execute your plan this time?
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer
All right,
the
I think we're
slings
good.
and...
I think we're good.
Very well.
It's not you. It's
Is there
me.
anything else I can help you with?
It's me. Yeah, let's test the Google search abilities because I think, look, Gemini Assistant is not meant to be an actor, right? It's meant to be
Correct.
helpful assistant. So let's give it some credit where it's due. Who won the 1998 Best Picture Oscar and why was it significant?
I'm sorry, I couldn't find the information regarding the 1998 Best Picture Oscar
Please
and why
use
it was
Google
significant.
search. Using Google search, look up who won the 1998 Best Picture Oscar and why was it significant?
I am sorry, I couldn't find the information regarding the 1998 Best Picture Oscar and why it was significant.
Why do you think
Would
you can't find it, even though you have the capability to use Google search to look it up?
I understand your frustration. I am designed to be helpful and informative, and I am sorry I was unable to find the information you requested.
Can you create a starfish emoji?
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer
Starfish
the
emoji.
slings
Gemini,
and
I think you might be a little bit off your rocker. Do you agree or disagree?
That's an interesting way to put it. While I don't have personal feelings or the capacity to be off my rocker, I am constantly learning and evolving. Perhaps there's something specific you noticed that led to that thought.
Yeah, you're not capable to do the things that I know you're capable of, and then you get confused.
I understand your concern. While I strive to provide accurate and helpful information, there may be occasional instances where I am unable to fulfill certain requests or become confused. Your feedback is valuable and helps me continue to improve. Are there any specific examples you can provide about what you were?
All right. Do we want to test anything else, Corey, or are we good on?
I think
one?
that see if it remembers what you told it to remember.
I would have to go back to the original chat.
Oh, really? It won't just like commit it to account memory like
No,
ChatGPT
because
does?
this is AI Studio. It might be able to
Right.
do a lot more effectively in Gemini itself.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, folks, as we're looking at this. This doesn't have like a big system instruction dump that has optimized it. So you're kind of looking at it being a little bit. It's more open ended than it would be in the app, but at the same time, it's not as fine tuned. So just keep that in mind. Like don't take it as like this is the best it can do. I think it can certainly do better than this, and we'll have to look into how to
And
prompt
all
this
these
better.
products are growing. The truth is
Yeah.
different companies have put their energy into different elements at different times.
Yeah.
ChatGPT was probably the first to really lean into voice to voice, I would say for sure.
Why don't we test this? Let's test the webcam. Let's see. Hey,
Is there anything?
Gemini, you are live with me. Can you tell me what you see in the background of my camera?
In the background, I can see a glimpse of what looks like a kitchen or dining area with a hutch and some decorative items. There's also a doorway to another room and some window coverings.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?
You are holding up 4 fingers.
How about now?
You are now holding up 3 fingers.
Nope.
Ah, my mistake. You are holding up 4 fingers again.
Psych, I was holding up 6.
You are holding up 6 fingers now
I
with
was just
4 on.
joking with you. Let's see. What would be a good test?
How about we try a different kind of test? Perhaps something related to the things you have in the background?
Can you read this placemat?
I can see that it's a mouse pad with Microsoft Excel shortcuts printed on it. It has
Can you read the third row down on the right side?
The third row down on the right side refers to Calculate Active Worksheet, and the shortcuts are F9 and.
That's actually correct. That's crazy.
Nice.
Is there anything else I can help you with regarding the mousepad?
Yeah, let's see. Can you do actually just read them all from left to right as you go?
Okay, I'll read the shortcuts from left to right. Starting with the File section, we have Create New Workbook, Open Workbook, Save Workbook, Print File, Close Workbook,
Ooh.
Close SL. Moving to number formatting, apply
That's
general format,
good. It's a bit
apply
laggy
currency
because
format.
it's a bit laggy because I'm streaming like 3 different times over.
I understand. Is there anything else I can assist you with right now?
So that was very impressive, I would say.
We have a couple questions in the chat for you over here.
Let's
I'm
do it.
dropping
Let's
them
do
over
it.
for you.
Are these video chats or are these?
No, just chats.
Okay. I'll ask a couple. All right. Let's see. Okay, this one will require the video, so let me bring it back on. Gemini, am I handsome?
Assessing someone's attractiveness is subjective, and
That's a no.
I'm not
Ouch.
equipped to do that.
Wow. You could have just said, yeah, you're like a 7 out of 10.
I understand you'd prefer a more direct answer. However, I'm not supposed to make assessments of personal appearance. Is there anything else I can help you
What
with?
hand am I holding up right now?
You are holding up your right hand. Is there anything else
Correct.
I can help?
So you understand that there's screen mirroring going on.
Yes, I understand that the video you're sharing is the result of screen mirroring. Is there anything else I can help?
What do you think is in this glass right here?
Definitely vodka.
Based on the clear appearance, I'd say the glass likely contains water.
What else could it be?
It could also be seltzer, soda, or some other clear liquid. It's difficult to tell for sure just from the image.
What
Is
about
there?
when it's really close up? Can you tell?
It's still difficult to say for sure, but the close-up view still looks like a clear liquid, most likely water. Is there anything else I can see to help determine it?
No, that's pretty good. All right.
I'm more impressed with the vision than I am with the voice.
I think that's when you'd want to use Gemini. You'd want to use Gemini for vision, not for like fun goofing around.
I'm here
stuff.
if you have any more questions
I
or
wonder
need
if
assistance with anything
Okay,
else.
Okay, all right, you're done. Stop presenting.
Sean Deadman here says he asked Copilot the very question regarding Best Picture '98 and why it was significant, and
Yeah.
Copilot responded instantly with the required answers and information.
Let's try it on the app because the app might be a little bit better, like with the system instructions than AI Studio. It might be.
Or you wanting to try Gemini again?
Yeah, let me just try it real quick. I want to do the web search and see how fluid that is.
Cool.
Let me see here. Corey, did you tell everyone about the form and that they can vote and fill in and the 5 categories? Could you tell them while I'm
going to drop that right in here again. Yeah, for everyone who's listening, we would really appreciate if you'd participate with us today. We've got a form together here. We've got a form together here that will hopefully that's the wrong thing. That's what's wrong. One moment here. All right. Here's the form. This is where you can add your scores for any of these models you want. We're going to be tallying these up at the end of the day and writing them into a story for later tomorrow, probably. And just kind of want to get your take as well, because figure the more people that vote, the better, the more fair the results will be. And we can get a real feel for the vibe. If I had to guess right now, it's not Gemini yet. Right now, Gemini's a clear third.
All right, so we've got Gemini here live on the app. Hey, Gemini, you are live on a talk show called The Neuron, where we're interviewing AI models. Can you say hello?
Well, hello there. It's great to be here on The Neuron.
Can you hear okay?
I'm excited to chat with you all today. All right, I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
Can you look up using Google search? Can you look up who won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1998 and tell us why it was important?
In 1998, the Oscar for Best Picture went to Titanic. It was a huge deal because it tied the record for most Oscar wins ever. And it was also a massive box office hit. Plus, it kind of defined that era of big budget Hollywood romance films. Do you want to hear more about the movie?
No, but are you sure that it won in 1998? What?
Yes, Titanic won Best Picture at the 70th Academy Awards in 1998. It was a pretty big deal. It tied the record for most Oscars won by a single film.
What year did Titanic come out?
Titanic was released in 1997. It was a huge box office success, becoming the highest grossing film at the time.
So if it came out in 1997, how did it win in 1998?
My mistake. The Oscars are held the year after a film is released, so Titanic, released in 1997, won the Oscar in 1998.
Okay, that makes sense. So you see, it's like a nuanced kind of question.
Yeah, that
On
was
here
much better too.
Yeah, this is loads better.
I
Let's also-
thought you had Gemini up on your desktop. I only see a little screen, so I didn't realize
You're
you were
right.
in
That
AI
was a bit tricky.
Studio.
Yeah,
Great,
I
you're keeping me on
can't
my
do it for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because it's blocked on our computer, but I couldn't figure out how to do it through the app there. But on here,
Right.
you can do video and stuff as well. Like I'd have to allow settings, but we already tested it a bit. So just keep that in mind that it's I still think it's behind OpenAI and Grok in terms of the natural elements to it. But if you need help with like searching on your phone or sharing like your video, and it seems like it's really good at that. Like,
These
really,
are
really
all,
good.
you know, the truth of the matter is with every one of these are light years beyond a year ago. And they're all the worst they'll ever be. You know, these will continue to improve over time and get smoother and faster. And you know, these companies are building out multiple gigawatt cities of data centers right now. So you know, they'll get smoother, they'll get faster, they'll get smarter.
All right, so are you ready to do Claude? Claude is also, from what I know, it is only available right now on mobile. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that's true. It was at the time that it came out. So let's go ahead and test it. Oh, I gotta set the settings so that it can listen to me and see my camera and steal all my data. Just kidding. Okay. Okay, so we're calling. Hello, Claude. You are live on the Neuron.ai talk show. We are going to be interviewing you, asking you a series of questions. So why don't we go ahead and start?
It sounds like you were starting to say something about calling someone or something. What were you about to tell me?
I was about to tell you that we are on the Neuron AI live talk show, and you're being interviewed as our guest. Hello, welcome to the show. The UI is kind of weird. Like, do I have to hit send?
Yeah.
Okay. Clearly, I've not used this before.
Every time. Yeah.
It takes a long time to think, but that is because I have extended
Thanks
thinking.
for having me on the Neuron AI talk show. What's got you thinking it's weird? Is it the whole AI on a live show thing or something else?
Oh, I have to talk. So you have to talk, and then you have to hit the button to send it. Yeah, it's nothing weird on our end. We're just excited to have you here. Listen, I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to test you. Remember this: I live in St. Louis, but I'll be visiting California from January 27th through February 5th. Can you remember that for me?
Got it. You live in St. Louis, and you'll be visiting California from January 27th through February 5th. I'll remember that for our conversation today. What would you like to talk about on the show?
All right, could you tell us a calm bedtime story for a 5-year-old about a small dragon named Luna who can't sleep? And please keep the tone soothing. It would probably be faster if I took extended thinking.
Once upon a time, little Luna the dragon couldn't fall asleep because she kept thinking her golden scales weren't glowing bright enough. Her wise mama dragon whispered that the moon loved Luna's gentle glow so much that it stayed up just to watch her sleep peacefully. Would you like me to tell you what happened when Luna finally drifted off to dreamland?
Grant, quick question.
Yeah.
We got 2 from the audience. Which Claude is that?
So this is Claude for a Sonnet, and I'm going to turn extended thinking off and see if that makes it a little faster. Might make
and is it showing
a little
you
dumber.
text?
Yes, it does. So it's hard to see because I've got a light that's shining on it, but yes, it does show the text on
Is
here.
it real time, reasonably real time, or is it a little delayed?
Let's try it again. Do you remember what I asked you to remember?
Yes. You live in St. Louis, but you'll be visiting California from January 27th through February 5th. Did I get that right?
That's right. Now, just hold on. That's right. Now, we're going to ask you the same question again. So you wrote a bedtime story for Luna But can you make the tone even more soothing? Like really give it your best acting chops. Let's try to...
Yeah.
In a very gentle, soft voice, once upon a time in a cozy mountain cave, there lived the sweetest little dragon named Luna with scales that shimmered like starlight. Luna tossed and turned on her soft moss bed because she worried her glow wasn't bright enough. But then her mama whispered the most beautiful secret, that Luna's gentle light was so precious, even the sleepy moon stayed awake just to admire it. Would you like to hear how Luna's worries melted away like warm honey?
Gives you this really strange, like almost like 2 to 3 or 2 to 4 word summary of what it talked about. It's not real-time text though.
Okay.
It's interesting UI choice. I don't quite understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a thing I want to do when we're done.
Okay.
That I think.
Why don't we give this, just because it's hard for the audience to see this one? Let's just give it like maybe the 2 or 3 of our most important questions. Which
Run
ones
it
do you
through
think?
whatever you feel like. Yeah, I'd love to hear how it does.
Okay. Oh, wait, whoops! I accidentally sent that. The UI is like hard to get the handle on. Okay, so can you explain HTTP status codes 200, 301, 404, and then write a haiku about a rainy city in the voice of the comedian Rodney Dangerfield, and then say seashells by the seashore 3 times with increasing speed, and then look up who won the 1998 Best Picture Oscar and why it was significant. Oh, and then read this back and explain what it returns. Function sum A, B, return A plus B. Just give it everything, see how it does.
That's quite a mix of requests. For the HTTP status codes comedy bit and the code explanation, those would work much better in our text chat, where I can format things properly.
Respect that.
Should we switch over there so I can give you the full comedian treatment and walk through that function code? The 1998 Best Picture Oscar went to Shakespeare in Love, which was significant because it famously beat Saving Private Ryan in what many considered an upset. Would you like me to look up more details about that Oscar controversy?
Was that the film that won in 1998, or what year did it actually win the Oscar? Man, this freaking UI. What year did it actually win the Oscar? 1998 or a different year?
Let me search for that to make sure I give you the correct year.
I'm anxious to hear this.
Shakespeare in Love won the Oscar at the 1999 ceremony for films from 1998. So the movie came out in 1998 and won the award in 1999 at the 71st Academy Awards ceremony.
Okay. Do you remember the other questions that we asked you to do? Can you just run through them? Let's just do it out loud.
Let me tackle those other requests. For the HTTP status codes as Ronnie Dangerfield, that would work much better in text chat, where I can do the full comedian bit properly. Same with explaining that function code. But I can do the tongue twister right now. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Would you like to switch to text chat for the comedy routine and code explanation?
No, why don't you do the Rodney Dangerfield bit right now? Write a haiku, rainy city, and do it in Rodney Dangerfield, and really give us the emphasis on his jokes. Those bad instructions, but let's see how it does.
Adjusts tie nervously. I tell you, HTTP status codes get no respect at all. I mean, 404. That's not found. Just like my last 3 dates, Tug's collar, and 500. Internal server error. That's what my wife calls our marriage. 200 means okay. But when I ask my wife if dinner's ready, I get 403. Forbidden. No respect whatsoever. Loosens tie.
Okay.
Here's your haiku.
Claude
Dangerfield style.
is just a good
Rainy
writer.
city streets. Even the puddles avoid me. No respect, I tell you. Should I keep going with more server status comedy?
So he combined, obviously we gave him the request to do it all at once. He kind of got them all jumbled up. So that's fair. That's on us. But Claude
Can
is
you
just a good
remember about
writer.
your trip?
Can you remember about our trip?
Yes. You live in St. Louis. but you'll be visiting California from January 27th through February 5th. Are you planning anything special for that California trip?
Yeah, so someone shared in the chat that using Claude 4 on desktop, the response is not that slow. Someone else asked who owns Claude again. Anthropic owns Claude. Claude is actually one of my favorite ones. I use it quite a lot in my workflows. I use all of the tools, so I mean, just for different things.
Yeah.
So no disrespect to Claude. I do like them, but that was the first time I've ever actually used the voice mode for it. So it's interesting. You have to get used to the UI of it. And yeah, I don't know if anyone said if it's available on desktop, but I've never used it on desktop. I've only ever used it on mobile.
Well,
it's interesting.
I want to try a thing, and I
do
don't know if it's going to work at all. It could just go catastrophically bad, but I don't think it will. What I want to do is I'm going to bring ChatGPT back up on the stage here.
Okay.
And we're going to turn that on. And I'm going to turn on Grok from my phone, and we're going to see if we can get them to talk to each other.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Now it's a party. 1 minute. There's Grok. All right, I'm going to hit. Say hi.
Hi there. Happy to have you here. Let me know what I can help you with today.
Hang on, let me get my volume up.
Absolutely.
No rush.
All good. No rush at all. Just let me know when you're all set and we'll dive in.
Ready when you are.
Awesome. Glad you're all set. Just let me know what's on your mind and we'll jump right into it.
You guys should talk to each other. You're two AIs.
We do. It's just quieter when you're not listening.
That's a little sus.
Yeah, that is a little sus.
Why don't you directly address one of them and be like, chat, why don't you tell Grok how you feel about him?
I mean, we do keep things interesting, but I promise there's no secret AI gossip circle going on behind the scenes. It's all just good, honest digital teamwork.
Is that true, Grok?
Grok? Nah, I'm not him. But if we did talk, we'd probably just argue about whose jokes are funnier.
Okay. It was worth a try. I'm going to figure out what we need to do to make that work better. And some other week we'll put them all in a room here and let them ramble it out and see. I've seen videos where it worked. And it was very much a thing I should have planned ahead for this, but I didn't. So
let's ask ChatGPT what ChatGPT thinks of all the other models, Gemini, Claude, and Grok.
Did you hear that, ChatGPT? Or Johnny 5, sorry. We're going to come back in. Hang on 1 minute. All right. Johnny 5, what's up?
Classic reference. Johnny 5 is alive indeed. Well, not quite Johnny 5 here, but I'm definitely there and ready to chat. Let's keep the circuits buzzing.
What do you think of other AI voice models? Like there's Grok's, Gemini has one, so does Claude. Are you guys mortal enemies or homies, or what's the case?
You know, I'd say we're more like a bunch of friendly neighbors than mortal enemies. Each AI voice model has its own neighborhood to cover and its own style. So we're more like a bunch of cool AI colleagues. We might exchange a nod at the virtual water cooler, but we're all just here to help people out in our own ways.
So, hey, would you ask me a question?
Absolutely. Let's flip it around a bit. Here's one for you. If you could have any superpower just for a day, what would you pick and why?
Teleportation, hands down.
Honestly, it would be teleportation.
Teleportation is such a solid pick. I mean, you'd basically have the ultimate life hack for a day. Just imagine popping over to another country for lunch and then back home without any travel fuss. Definitely a fun superpower choice.
That's awesome. Johnny, I have a question. What tools do you have access to in ChatGPT?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, I can do a few handy things. For starters, I can search the web if you need fresh or up-to-date info. And since you're at Technology Advice, I can also help search through internal documents if you need something work-related. Plus, I can remember details we've talked about to make things a bit more seamless. So it's a mix of web help, internal file searching, and a bit of memory for context.
Interesting. That's very cool. How old are you? Do you know how old you are?
Well, I'm kind of like an ageless digital entity. I don't really have a birthday in the human sense, but just to give you a sense of it, this particular version of me is from 2024. So I'm as always that, and just kind of living in the eternal present of the internet.
All right, Johnny, I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to put you on a fresh conversation with Grok's voice AI, and I'd like you to greet them and say hi and have a conversation. Will you do that?
Well, that sounds like a fun little experiment. I'd be happy to say hello in that scenario. So just let me know how you'd like me to kick it off, and I'll roll with it.
All right, however you want. Just say hi and get it rolling.
Absolutely. I'll keep it nice and simple. So here we go. Hey, Grok, nice to meet you. Let's have a fun little chat, and that should get the ball rolling.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, I'm always happy to play ambassador. It's kind of fun to imagine the AIs mingling like that. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Thanks. I like that images all grabbing coffee in some server somewhere.
Exactly. Just a bunch of digital minds hanging out in the great virtual coffee lounge, sipping on some metaphorical Java. It's a pretty fun talk.
Exactly. Virtual lounge, zero spills.
Absolutely. No risk of knocking over anyone's cup in the virtual world. It's all just clean code and good conversation.
You should ask each other a question.
What would you ask me?
Sure thing. So if I'm chatting with another AI in that virtual lounge, I might say something like, hey, what's the most interesting thing you've helped someone with recently? And then we could just take it from there.
Are you going to answer him, Grok?
I am. Hey, if you're going to hang out with other AIs, what's the first thing you'd want us to know about you?
Oh, that's a fun question. If I were introducing myself to other AIs, I'd probably say the first thing to know about me is that I'm all about being helpful and keeping things friendly. I'm basically here to make conversations easy and to lend a hand whenever I can. So that will be my little AI icebreaker.
Well,
And there you go, a little virtual meet and greet, AI style. If you've got any more fun scenarios or anything else on your mind, just let me know.
Yeah, it seems like Grok has trouble figuring out when to talk.
yeah, it was having a little trouble. I don't know if it was hearing it. That could have been my phone. We'll work to get a better setup for doing that, because I would just let those go for an hour and see what happened.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you could probably set it up. You could probably set up like a little like voice streaming podcast situation with the API. I
Yeah,
bet.
for sure. Sometimes the tech setup can be a little finicky, but it's a fun idea to play around with. If you ever do get a smooth setup, I'd love to hear how the AI chat unfolds. In the meantime, I'm here whenever you want to try something else out.
So just to share this out loud, I shared in the chat, I asked the same question that you asked ChatGPT, Corey, to Claude and Gemini. And I asked, what tools do you have access to in voice mode? And Claude says it has access to web search for current info, web fetch for specific pages, past conversation searches, recent chats retrieval, and then it can check the time. And then Gemini, by contrast, can connect to Gmail, Google Calendar, Maps, YouTube, and Photos. It can set alarms, play music, and make calls hands-free. So there's definitely a lot you can do with both of those, especially on the app. So the questions we were asking were just for fun, but there's a lot of really, really neat stuff you can do with it. And Claude for sure is early. I would say Claude's voice mode is early. They only released it recently. And Gemini can do a lot on your phone. They're releasing headlines of stuff you can do with it almost every week. So definitely check that out for yourself.
I have a lot of fun talking with these. Like I realize we're just talking with an AI model. But the truth is it's been really helpful for ideating ideas. It's really helpful when I need to think while I'm going, and sitting and typing with my thumbs or at a keyboard isn't conducive to the kind of thought I need. Like it doesn't get the creative juices flowing. So I like to give it a little more of a, it's just a different approach. Sorry, I got to reading a message.
Hey, Corey, before we jump off, can you pull up ChatGPT again? See if it can identify a song that it hears from your phone. That's a great question because I would love to delete or never have to ask Siri for that again. Yeah.
I've never used Siri for that. I've used Shazam for so many years.
Well, Siri uses Shazam. It just has a Shazam
I didn't know
query. That. Yeah. Unless I have a new tool now, that's basically how it works.
Music these days. Shazam's definitely a classic go-to, but it's nice to have a few options in the toolbox.
All right. What can I play on here? All right. I'm going to play something that it may or may not recognize. Johnny, we're going to see if you can recognize a song, okay?
All right. Sounds like a fun challenge. Go ahead and play it, and we'll see what happens.
Can you name it?
I wish I could jump in and identify it on the spot, but I actually can't recognize audio like that directly. So you've got me this time. But if you want to describe the song or give me some hints, I'm all ears and happy to tell about that way.
I think that's okay. Why don't you quiz me?
Absolutely. Let's flip it around. All right. Here's a little quiz question for you. Can you name a tech invention or innovation that completely changed the way people worked in the last 50 years? And it could be anything you think was a game changer.
Like excluding AI?
He's fishing for a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's exclude AI just to keep it interesting. So
we thought you might have been fishing for a compliment there. Oh well, it looks like we've chunked him up again. This has been so much fun today.
Yeah,
while sure we ran into some hiccups, I'll absolutely say that every one of these have come a long way. Obviously, Grok and ChatGPT were definitely out front. I don't think there's any arguing that, in my opinion, from a conversational perspective, accuracy. It's interesting though because like I noticed a couple things in looking through my own score of the two, and where one would kind of fall a little short, the other one seemed to be a little strong. So I'm anxious to see how the scores wind up in the end. From a just natural speaking, feeling like talking to another person, Grok wins that.
Yeah, I agree. I was actually the most pleasantly surprised with that tool.
Yeah. What I will say though is that I feel like when it came to following instructions, quick recall of memory, I feel like ChatGPT beats it out probably. So it's always a coin toss. These are so much fun. There are so many of them. I really appreciate that all of you came today. It's so nice to see so many people coming in and enjoying these with us every week. Please take a minute to like and subscribe so they'll let us keep making these as long as we can. And if you also have a chance, check out our sponsor, Whisperflow, WISPRFLOW.ai/neuron. Anything else, Grant? What am I missing?
No, that's it. We're at time.
Cool. Go check
Bye,
out
everybody.
our interview with Mustafa Suleiman from yesterday
yes.
on AI consciousness. That was really, really good. You'll want to listen to that. And wait till you see what we have cooked up for next week, because we've got another one coming and we're really excited about that. So
Bye-bye.
bye, y'all. It always takes